getting extra large money, right? So this plan has something for everybody. If all you want to do is just sell enough product to friends to get your product for free, you know, to feed your habit for free, then great. That's super. You know, you don't need to take our goal and try to stick it on your head if that's not what you really want to do. If you're serious about building a really big business, then you're going to want to go to the back end of the compensation plan, for sure. All right? So let's just kind of talk for a moment about what these are here. And I did notice, guys, that these numbers are really old. They're a year and a half old. So there are new numbers, and we'll talk about them. They're close on some, except the blue diamond numbers. Okay, so let's talk about, if you think this is a great business, you know, so far today, you're starting to change your thinking a little bit in the last 45 minutes, and you're starting to go, okay, maybe these guys do really have something here. Then what you need to do is you need to become an executive. And you need to do that as soon as possible, because when you become an executive, now you can play the game of Nu Skin. Before that, you can't even play the game. You're not even really in the compensation plan. So that's what you need to do first thing. You can do it in a week. You can do it today if you want, before the end of the month, and save all kinds of time. You can do it in 2 months. 3 months you can do it maximum, never more. And so that's what you do to become an executive. The average income last year for all executives in the world was about $7,000. So, you know, not a ton of money, but a new car, maybe. You know, it starts to change people's lives, right? Once you become an executive, then what you do is you know how to do it, so you help other people to become executives on your front line. And the next target you should have is to get 4 people on your front line to become executive distributors. That makes you a Ruby distributor. And the average income for Rubies last year was about $33,000. That's the global average. The average time that it takes people to become a Ruby is about 1 year from the day they start till the day they become a Ruby executive. Now, some people do it faster than that. Some people take longer than that. Just depends on your circumstances, but 1 year is the average. All right? Now, listen. You need to stabilize Ruby before you move on. It is not uncommon to have to replace 1 or 2 of those executives. That happens all the time. It is totally normal. Okay? So you just stay after it and you stabilize this position right here. And once you're stable, then you go get the next 4 right here. And then you'll have 8 on your front line. That makes you a diamond executive in Nu Skin. And the average income last year for all diamonds was more than $125,000. More than $10,000 a month coming into your bank. The average time that it takes people to get there from the day they start Nu Skin at a meeting just like this, they say, okay, I'm going to start, until the day they become diamonds is about 2.5 years. Now, you say, well, I should have been doing this 2.5 years ago. Yeah. But the key question is, what are you going to do in the next 2.5 years? How many of you went to university for 4 years and graduated making $10,000 a month? Oh, I didn't think so. Well, this is a 2.5-year program at the Nu Skin University. And when you graduate from this 2.5-year program, you graduated about $10,000 a month. That's a better deal than you did before. All right? Once you get that stabilized, then you go for the last 4. And now you got 12 on your front line, and now you're what we call a blue diamond executive in Nu Skin. The average income last year for all blue diamonds in the world was actually more than $600,000. More than $600,000. So more than $50,000 a month of income. These numbers keep increasing every year. So this is really serious money in anybody's book. And if you're here for the first time today, I understand you're probably skeptical, and you may be saying, okay, Nathan, how many people actually are blue diamonds and make that much money in your company? You know, you got 5 of them, you got 10 of them, what do you got? Before I answer the question of how many people we have making that much money every year, can I ask you one more question, please? Where you work right now, how many people make more than $600,000 a year? Where you work today? None? 1? 3? Maybe 5 in a huge company? Yeah, that's what it really is in the real world. We had more than 1,000 people at that title last year, making an average of $600,000 a year. More than 1,000 on pretty small company. We only did $3 billion in revenue last year. That's a relatively small company. To have that many people making that much money is remarkable. It really is. You know, I don't know the numbers for 2013 for ExxonMobil. Do you guys know ExxonMobil? Little teeny oil company. I think they're the number 3 company in the world. Their revenue last year was more than $250 billion, $250 billion in revenue. So this is a big company, one of the biggest on the planet. But I did see a report on ExxonMobil in 2011. And that year they had 67 executives make more than $500,000 in cash compensation. 67. Now they may have some other bonuses and some stock options, but in cash compensation, which is what I want to compare it to, because that's what we do, we pay cash. They had 67 people. And that's like the biggest company in the world. And we have 1,000 on $3 billion in revenue. I mean, they're 80 times larger than us. And they got 67. Now, I tell you that just so you understand that, you know, this is not easy. This is not an easy business to become a blue diamond and make that kind of money, okay? But I gotta tell you something. You got way better odds here than you've got any place else at hitting these top income levels. You really do. So, you know, think about that as you consider what we're saying here today. The other thing that you should know is that Nu Skin, when they start to send bonus checks to your bank account every month, once you start earning